signed by you as foreman.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if you'll hand it to the bailiff, then I'll review it, and then I'll hand it back to you. All right. If you'll hand that back to the foreman. All right, sir, as foreman, I'm going to have you stand and publish your verdict. You can do that just by saying, "We, the jury," and then to each count, say, "We find the defendant guilty or not guilty" as to each count.
All right. We, the jury, as to the count 5, we find the defendant guilty. We, the jury, as to count 4, find the defendant guilty. We, the jury, as to count 3, we find the defendant guilty. We, the jury, as to count 2, find the defendant guilty. And we, the jury, as to count 1, find the defendant guilty.
All right, and back to the bailiff. Madam Bailiff, will you show it to counsel? All right, anything y'all want to take up?
No. Oh, we would ask you to poll the jury.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the defense has asked that you be polled. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. We're going to run through each one of you. If you still remember your original jury number, if you don't, we'll give you some prompting. But if you'll stand up, we will then I'll ask you a series of questions, and then I'll move to the next juror. After you see me do it twice, you'll understand what we're doing. All right? So, Mr. Bailiff, Mr. Clerk, if you'll call the juror.
Number 3.
All right, ma'am. Is that your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, sir.
Was the verdict agreed to by you?
Yes, sir.
And is it still your verdict?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can be seated.
Number 7.
All right, sir, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was the verdict agreed to by you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it still your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, next.
Number 14.
All right, ma'am, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, it was.
Was the verdict agreed to by you?
Yes.
And is it still your verdict?
Yes.
All right, you may be seated.
Number 28.
All right, sir, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes.
Was the verdict agreed to by you?
Yes.
And is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Number 40.
That's me. All right. Sir, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was the verdict agreed to by you?
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
is that still your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Number 41.
All right, ma'am, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes.
Was the verdict agreed to by you?
Yes.
And is it still your verdict?
Yes.
All right, next.
Number 48.
All right, ma'am, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was the verdict agreed to by you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it still your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can be seated.
Number 50.
All right, ma'am, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, sir.
Was the verdict agreed to by you?
Yes, sir.
And is it still your verdict?
Yes, sir.
All right, next.
Number 60.
All right, sir, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was the verdict agreed to by you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it still your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can be seated.
Number 65.
All right, sir, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the verdict agreed to by you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it still your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can be seated.
Number 71.
All right, sir, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, sir.
Was the verdict agreed to by you?
Yes, sir.
And is that still your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Number 79.
All right, sir, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes.
Was the verdict agreed to by you?
Yes,
And is it still your verdict?
it is.
All right, you may be seated. That's all of our jurors. All right, anything else?
That's all, Judge.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that ends your service in this case. I want to thank you for your service. You are now free to go about your day and your lives and look up anything you want to about the case, talk to anyone about the case, or not, as you choose. That is completely your up to you and how you want to handle that. There are the media folks have reached out and want to talk to you. The way we are going to do that is I have some packets of information from them that I'm going to give you in just a moment. Before y'all leave the area, you are free to stay and talk to anyone you want to. You're also free to leave and not talk to anyone. There are many folks that would like to have an opportunity to talk to you. Again, that is completely up to you. And whether you want to talk to the lawyers, any of the family members, or the media is completely up to you. And they will make themselves available. I'm sure the media folks will be out the front door. If you want to talk to them, I'm going to direct them not to bother you if you want to go out the back door and go to your car and leave the premises. All right, so with that, y'all can be excused to the jury room. Yeah, and if the alternates, y'all can step out. I'm going to give y'all that same information. So if y'all step out with the bailiffs, y'all can come through. They're going to want you to walk around. All right, y'all want to schedule sentencing?
Judge, let's go ahead and schedule it for sooner rather than later.
All right.
Due to the
Well,
bill.
let them step out.
Yeah.
We can shoot for the first week of December, second week of December. I'll talk with Tracy. I have jury trials scheduled the week before Thanksgiving. I know I have a conference the first full week of December, so second week. So we will reach out to y'all and have a scheduling conference on when the best time to do sentencing would be. We'll try to get that scheduled for you. All right. But ma'am, you will be remanded into custody after you've been convicted. Your bond is deemed insufficient at this time. You'll be taken into custody, await sentencing. All right. All right. Y'all can take her in the back. If y'all need a chance to talk to her, y'all keep her here for a little bit so that the attorneys can talk to her if they need to. All right, anything else? All right, we'll be in recess. Thank you.